So a couple weeks ago, I had the most surreal experience. So I'm with my family, we're on our way to an event, and we decided we're gonna go around the car and just share some sensitive topics we're just gonna stay away from. Like, I love a good heated debate as much as the next person, but sometimes you just wanna show up and eat some cake and play some games with your family, right? So I didn't know, but my youngest daughter was actually recording it. And because I found the video relatable and funny, I decided to do something I've never done before and upload it to a social media platform. Guys, 48 hours later, that video hit 1.5 million views. It had over 250,000 likes and over 3,000 comments. So there were a lot of themes running through all of those comments. A lot were super encouraging, just people finding it relatable, living in those tensions. But there was this other thread, people encouraging me to cut off ties with any family members who disagreed. I find it interesting that we can forget so easily that the tensions we're feeling in our worlds, in our workplaces, in our families, they're not new. When Paul was writing a letter to brand new Christians in the Church of Rome like 2,000 years ago, he was addressing some really serious disagreements they were having over how to best follow Jesus. And those tensions existed outside of the church as well. I mean, the governing authority at the time was Emperor Nero, infamous for his cruelty and his injustice. And so it's into that context that Paul tells Jesus followers to submit to governing authorities. Now, what does he mean by this? Because he can't be talking about blind obedience. I mean, this is the guy who got arrested multiple times for refusing to stop preaching, even though the government wanted him to. What could he possibly be saying to us today? You know, in Romans, Paul gives one of his fullest explanations of the good news of Jesus, that when sin entered the world, it broke everything, but that God, through Jesus, has enacted a plan to set everything right again. And because of that truth, we can submit to any governing authorities, bosses as much as kings, parents as much as presidents, because we trust that God is the ultimate authority. And so as more and more people are breaking ties over their disagreements and severing relational connection, we can live having the peace that God is truly working all things together for the good of those who love him. Will you pray with me? God, thank you so much for the God that you are, for being present and alive and working in this world. Help us to trust in your control and your authority and your goodness more and more. And in that trust, find peace and abiding joy. Amen.